So I'm here filming from my underground bunker as the world ends. No, not really. Just taking a video from my garage, but I just made it looks a little bit apocalyptic, isn't it? Yeah, the roof is a bit well, it leaks. That's what happens in here. But anyway, God bless the landlord. And moving on, I just wanted to do a video. I'm pretty new to this vlog thing that everybody's getting into. So I know some of the professional vloggers, it's very quick and snappy, but you'll have to just bear with me. And if you want to, you can click the little cog and speed it up. Make it go 1.5 times the speed if you want to do that. I have some friends that do that for long videos. And yeah, do get through it pretty fast, and if you're a quick hearer, learner, you can hear the message quicker. But look, I just wanted to talk to whoever is listening out there. I guess my heart is really for men and for the next generation, for children. And there's so much happening at the moment, and as you all know, the world is very scared at the moment. There's a lot of fear. People are really afraid. They're afraid of the future. They're afraid of what's going on right now, what's going to happen. And I feel like I just want to speak some words of peace. And look, I was watching one of the very few news shows that I actually get anything out of, and they were talking. It was a man of God actually talking on the news in America about fear and how fear actually affects us, our ability to think clearly. And it's true. Like when you're in the fight or flight state, it's almost impossible to think clearly, because it's literally like a lion is chasing you, or a bear or something. It's what your body's going into, and many of us live in that state almost permanently, because we live in such a hectic world. And I know that I was living like that when I was in a big city, because I grew up in a smaller city in Australia that has grown since then, and then I also lived in the countryside. And when you live in the countryside, you have a lot of quiet. There's not as many cars. The city that I lived in had two traffic lights. I think it still to this day only has 2 sets of traffic lights for the entire city, and it is technically a city, and they're very proud to call it a city, because they've got some beautiful churches and things that qualify them as a city. So if you know where I'm talking about, you are a city. We acknowledge you as a city, even though you don't have any skyscrapers, and we love you. But yeah, if I can just speak some words of wisdom and peace from me, and you might not know me from a bar of soap, or you might have met me in the past. I'm 30 now, and had a few years in my life, a lot of experiences, spent a lot of time talking to people, and I'm not gonna pretend to know everything, or try to be somebody that I'm not. But I do think that somebody out there needs to hear this. I really think someone out there needs to hear this. And the message I want to share from my heart is that you have to guard your peace. You need to guard your peace. You need to protect your peace fiercely, like you're fighting for your life, like you're about to die, like you think that you're about to die from coronavirus or something like that, or some calamity that's going to come upon you. Think like that about your peace, about peace in your heart, about peace in your mind, peace in your soul. However you have to get that peace, however you have to get that quiet, where the noise and the voices that persist is just still. However you have to do that. And I'm not talking about just drowning it out. You know, a lot of us just drown out the noise with music, movies, escapism, video games, and we do feel distracted, which alleviates some of the suffering that we feel in that restless state. You know, you might try to sleep for 12 hours a day. I know I did. Not even a year ago, I was in a state where I'd sleep hours and hours and hours, and I just was not at rest. I'd have nightmares. I'd wake up, feel exhausted. In fact, I've experienced that many times in my life where sleep had very little effect on my actual mood and the climate of my soul. I was still tortured. I was still distressed. And many of you know I believe in the Lord. I believe in the man, the God-man. You know, there's many names that he came to this earth. People have many names for him. The one that you probably heard to the point of overuse is Jesus. But Yeshua, Isa, Jesus, Emmanuel. It was the God-man. That's what people believe. People to this day, over 2,000 years later, believe he's the God-man. You know, you watch Superman, you watch those Superman movies, you watch these superhero movies, and they're God-like. But we're talking about the God-man, the man that was God, but was fully man, had to live, grow up among us. Like the song, What If God Was One of Us? Interesting song. Anyway, back to peace. Let's try to keep the focus on peace, Mart. So, guard your peace. Guard your heart. Find peace. Find peace, even in the storm. If you're feeling turbulent, if you're feeling at unrest, if you're feeling like, you know, you lost your job or your job's unstable, I've been there. I've been there where you don't know where the money is coming from. You're on the government money, which is pittance, really. I mean, compared to how much you can really earn. And you on that, and then you're switching between your job and the money the government's giving you just to keep afloat and keep stability. You don't even need that much government money. You might be getting $5,000 a year or something, but the stability, the feeling of stability that there will be money there to pay your rent, to pay your bills, to pay for your bus, to top up your travel card. It's a relentless feeling of that sort of unnerving, under your skin feeling. If you can relate, put your hand up wherever you are. Put your hand up. I can relate to that feeling. And I heard a preacher years ago. I haven't seen him for many years, but he's a great preacher. And he said he was filling up his petrol tank. For you American viewers, that's a gas tank. So fuel tank in your car. And he said, fill up your tank all the way. Just believe that you'll have enough. You got enough in your account to fill up your tank, otherwise you wouldn't be at the petrol station, right? Or if you don't, maybe look in your glove box and find a few bucks that you left there from the coffee you bought. You've got enough, and you will have enough, and there is always enough for you and your family. Even in times of hardship, there will always be enough for you. But you have to have faith. You have to believe. And I'm not even talking to people who say they believe in God or Jesus or Buddha or Hindu or whatever you say you are, whatever label you have. I'm talking about faith. You, person watching this, if this is touching your heart, you need faith. You need to believe that there will, and there always is, enough for you that it will just be there. Someone will come and hand you money if they need to. I don't know, it'll blow down the street. There'll be a $20 note. Or you'll get that extra job. Right now, I'm in this sort of season in life where money is coming easily. I'm not even trying really hard. I'm not grinding away, and money is coming. And I'm not just, okay, wealth is coming. And wealth isn't just about money. It's about your family. It's about the food you eat. It's about how you spend your time. I mean, everyone has the same amount of time in one day. Elon Musk, Bill Gates, Warren Buffett, they all have 24 hours in a day. I know there's a great message by the great Arnold Schwarzenegger. You might like his movies or not. That's neither here nor there. But he said, you've got 24 hours. You can have 8 hours for sleep if you want, or you could have 6, which is what he seemed to do. Something like 6 or 5 hours a night. You got time. You have time. Time is a commodity, and it's more valuable than money in many cases. When you go to work, what do? You exchange time, and you get money. Is it worth it for you? Do you need to change jobs? Do you need to change careers? Do you need to go back to study? Are you supposed to be a doctor? Are you supposed to be a surgeon? Are you supposed to be whatever it is? And you're working at a gas station, petrol station, and out there is another guy freaking out if he can fill his gas tank, his petrol tank. What do you need to do? And I'm not knocking on anyone who's working at a petrol station. Good for you. I love people who work at petrol stations. In fact, I've got friends who I regularly see who work at petrol stations, and they do a flaming great job. Sorry, I'm spitting all over here. Spitballing at the wall. They do a great job. So whatever your mediocre job is that you think is below you, or you really need to do something else with your life, why don't you just start? If you're supposed to be an artist, if you're supposed to be a singer, if you're supposed to come up with a cure for something we haven't even discovered yet, why don't you just start something? You know, I met this guy who was studying to become an architect in Adelaide. He was working at a petrol station, at a gas station. He was scribbling on his notes in between the little minutes between someone coming in to pay for their fuel, pay for their petrol. And that was his beginning. And he had joy in his heart when he came to visit us in another city because of lots of reasons. I think he had a family, or he had a wife at least. He had joy in his heart. He's working at a petrol station, doing a job that many people consider beneath them or less than their, goals in their future, what they're called to, because it's deep in your heart. You've got this goal, you've got this desire just burning in you. You might have squished it, you might have forgotten about it when you were 10 years old because someone said you can't ever be that, or there is too many of those type of job. It's not many, or whatever it is that someone said. But someone has got to be that person that does that thing. And someone most likely will do whatever you are supposed to do. Someone else will do it. Because it's birthed from inside the soul. It's coming from what I believe is from the source. From God. From the source. I'm not talking about just chapels and steeples and mosques. I'm talking about wherever everything comes from. Is anyone out there hearing me? I mean, I'm just talking to my cell phone, my mobile phone here in my garage, but hopefully somebody's hearing me. Because somebody is going to achieve those God dreams. Someone's going to manifest those dreams. Is it going to be you? I'm really asking you. You might say, I don't have enough, I can't do this. My partner, my wife, my husband, they're on to me about this or that or whatever it is. I don't know what your life is about. You know. And there's a bunch of things holding you back. But can I say this? I think this time in human history, I mean, how long have humans been around? People debate that. I mean, that old Bible book we've got there, I mean, that's at least around 7,000 years since they started writing that. 7,000 years. That isn't a long time, really. I'm not saying the world is 7,000 years old or whatever, I don't know. You know, some people say that, some say it's millions of years, hundreds of thousands, or whatever you want to say. But I'm saying it's not a long time to go from the dirt to having an Apple iPhone, okay? It took us a long time to get from the dirt, clanging rocks together. I really hope somebody's hearing me out there. Either way, I'm preaching to myself. I'm talking to myself. So, look, a couple of things to take away, because I'm going on for this a while. Guard your heart, guard your peace, fight for your peace, and dare to dream. Dare to dream. Be a dreamer. Be a dreamer and start. This little thing. Just start something. Start a sketch. Write a little note. Get your iPhone out. Get your Android phone out. Write something in there. Dare to dream. Alright. Thank you guys. See you later. Bye.